It's my fault. It's my fault. Mariners lose 2-0. They fall to 42-43 on the season. They lose the final game of the 3-game set against the San Francisco Giants. A series they do win, but they do fail to pick up the sweep. And they're 2-1 on this final road trip before the All-Star break. Not a whole lot to talk about what happens here. Third inning, both times that the run scored, Lamont Wade Jr. is up to bat. He hits a sacrifice fly to center in the third that scores Brendan Crawford. And in the fifth, a very rare thing indeed, Julio Rodriguez flat out drops a baseball that allows a run to score to make it 2-0. Mariners get nothing on offense. Some positives. Nice to see a couple of hits from Cal Raleigh. He'd been really struggling as of late. It's nice to see a couple knocks from him. Top of the lineup was good today. A couple of hits from both Julio and JP Crawford. It's tough to call it too positive a game. It's also tough to be too mad at Julio. Like, defensively, he's been spectacular this year, in my personal opinion. Metrics tend to back that up. Crawford on base percentage now up to 364. That'll play. That'll certainly play. Positives on the pitching side. Ty Adcock was really good. The bullpen was great today. 4 2/3 innings of unearned baseball. Ty Adcock was great. Tapa was great. Saucedo pitched well. Mike Festa pitched well. Nice to see Festa, after his kind of disastrous of a start, has pitched really well. I really like Matt Festa. I think he's a very big part of the long term of this bullpen. And one of the reasons why, even though I think that flex and trade looks icky, it's not a disaster by any means. As for Tommy Milone, yes, he only gives up the 1 earned run. No, not great. No, he did not pitch well. Give him credit for limiting the damage, but you also see why you don't want this guy to be in your rotation if you're a major league contender. It's not good. Walked 4, didn't miss bats at all, 0 strikeouts. And, if Julio catches the baseball, he only gives up the 1 run. But the process and the eye test there, I think, tell you that he is not the answer. Here's hoping Bryce Miller can come back real quick. The offense was pretty bad tonight, outside of the top of the lineup, and a nice game from Raleigh. Single and a double from him. Crawford, Rodriguez, Raleigh, all with extra base hits. Mike Ford was dreadful. I really like Mike Ford. I think he's one of the best stories about the Seattle Mariners, which, same with Jose Caballero, two guys that I did not expect to be in the lineup every day. They sure are, but both of them really struggled tonight. Colton Wong continues to just stink. He stinks. He should not be on this roster. Had a couple of nice moments earlier last week, maybe it this week. Who cares? He shouldn't be on the team. Teoscar really struggled. Kelnick gets the 1 hit, but a few poor at bats. So the thing that hurts about this one is you had a golden opportunity to get this sweep, and you have Tommy Milone pitching, and he only gives up 1 earned run, and your bullpen gives up nothing. And you get a chance to get a sweep on the road against a pretty darn good San Francisco team, and you can't do it. That hurts. That hurts. It doesn't take away how good they looked over those last 5 games. Over those last 4 games, excuse me. It doesn't take that away. But it still stings. It still stings not to get this one. You tell me that Tommy Milone is going to give up 2 runs, and only one of them earned, but let's just go with the 2 runs, and you can't give him anything? And I'm not saying Tommy Milone deserved a ton of runs tonight. On the contrary, he was not good. But you get your 7th starter, your 8th starter, whatever the heck this is supposed to be, And you can't give him any runs. Come on. And unfortunately, when you've dug the hole that the Mariners have dug, these losses hurt a little bit more. Fair or not, these losses hurt just a little bit more. Bummer. And again, the whole reason that this happened is because I couldn't find this stupid hat. If you would like to know where it was underneath a box of cards. Not greeting cards, trading cards. I knew cards would be the death of me. Stupid hat. Ugly hat. But apparently responsible for the Mariners' success. Yeah, this was a bummer. It was a nice, quick game. I'll give credit to Alex Cobb, who has been fantastic this year. Best year for him in a while, it seems like. ERA below 3 now. Camilo Doval is one of the better closers in baseball. That's pretty good. But you gave up 2 runs today with Tommy Milone on the mound. You can't even push one across. 0 for 9, I believe, today with runners in scoring position. Yucky. Also, got to give credit to the scorers in San Francisco. I've talked about how bad those guys have been. They made the right call. That's an error. Julio should have caught that baseball right in his mitt. Tracked it well right there. Just didn't get it around. Just didn't get it into the mitt. I have no idea what I said before get it into the mitt. Get it around, get it, whatever. Man, what a golden opportunity this was to get a sweep and come up short. Now, you take on a team that you've played quite a bit over the last few years. Those Astros of Houston. Be really nice to end the second half feeling good. Wouldn't it? I sure would. Gosh, my keys are loud, by the way. I'm so sorry for that. I'll figure out a way so I can do this that I don't have the absolute loudest keys in the entire world. Maybe I need to get a new laptop or something, but it drives me nuts when I watch the replays of these. And believe you me, I do watch the replay of these. It looks like Houston hasn't named a starter, but it will be George Kirby on the mound for Seattle. Interesting. Kirby, Castillo, Wu, Gilbert. Here's something I'm curious what you guys think. Let's assume that Luis Castillo is available on Friday after the All-Star game, and so is Kirby. How would you line up the rotation? And that's assuming everybody's healthy. Because I think I would go Castillo, Kirby, Gilbert, Miller, Wu. I think you could make an argument that the second and third spot doesn't matter. And there's a good chance Castillo won't be available because he's not going to start the All-Star game, but, he could throw. Even still, he'll have Wednesday off, he'll have Thursday off. As long as he doesn't throw too many pitches, he should be available. But curious what you guys would do with the rotation. Doesn't really matter, but it is that chance to set it. And I think if you're going in order of who you expect to give you a quality performance, you go Castillo, Kirby, Gilbert, Miller, Wu. So you could make an argument Wu belongs higher on that list. He's been great since that disaster of a first few starts. Well, just really the disaster of a first start, but he's been great. But I think that's if the rotation is healthy, that's what you go with. Curious what your guys' thoughts are. Can't believe I have to wear this stupid hat. It's also not the most comfortable hat in the world. Like you can see, it's not exactly fitting my big noggin. The hat. It's my fault. We're talking about a sweep. We're talking about 5 wins in a row. We're talking about being back over 500. If I can just find my gosh dang hat. I found it. And I'm telling you right now, if they lose tomorrow, this hat will not be seen for a long time. Because we'll know that it's not the hat. Too much talk about this stupid hat. What you should be doing instead is hitting like and hitting subscribe and sharing these with your friends. We're so close to 500. It'd be amazing if we could get there by the All-Star break. I think it's like we're at like 481 right now, something like that. How cool would it be if we were higher? Well, for me, it'd be cool. Anyway, it'd be really cool if we could get to that 500 by that All-Star break. Make me feel like we can get to that 1,000 that we need to get to by the end of the season. I'd be more than grateful if that happens. I'd also appreciate if you followed me on Blue Sky at Crawford Chris V. I'm also on Twitter, but all I'm going to be doing is posting videos and promoting my work. That's it. I don't think I'm going to do this meta threads thing. Doesn't look great, but if that's what everyone jumps to, maybe I won't have a choice. But yeah, please support your boy. And I'm so sorry for not wearing the hat in the last video. We regret the air.